Well, if you have a look at everything, it sort of looks like we're going to start it.
Looks pretty complete.
So what we need is some...
Because we are. Woo! What? My ears are like actually sore. It's alive!
Easiest thing to do is actually scoop it all up.
Yeah.
And put it back in the motor.
And then just tuck it back in there.
She's a weapon.
Yeah.
Load her up, get her back to the Mad Lab and continue on.
And just reverse entry. Boom.
It literally happened to him as well. So. You can see we're testing in 5 minutes, ready to go.
Yeah.
Car's all ready to reveal.
From the top rope, brother, we're coming in. Mad Mike Summerbash 2025, bringing the heat.
Aynen. Çözülüyor.
What are you doing? Fuel pumps.
Yeah, prime it up.
If you can, where you're with your camera, just monitor the back and make sure
Yep.
there's no links at the back here.
Yep.
Looking good.
Wall dry, bro.
Yep.
Well done.
We've got fuel. Yeah, boy. Obviously, we've just finished a good 90% of the plumbing right now, and Ryan's just here systematically going through things. Obviously, we've still got the water to do, but we've just done fuel. No fuel leaks. We are. Spark is about to come soon, guys, and then we're going to fire this bad boy up. I can't wait. I just can't wait, mate. At the same time, I'm really bloody nervous, though, to be honest.
I'm nervous every time I do something, you know, like after you finish it, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, you're thinking, it's
think-
like when you leave the house
Yeah,
and
don't
you're
leave
thinking
the
of
soda.
all the things that you're like could have left behind.
The old clothes, you know.
Yeah, hindsight and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So far so good, man. No leaks.
Yep.
Everything's working. Setting up the things that we've changed and just testing everything before we do the fire up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Sweet, man.
That's not watching the oil pressure.
Yeah, it's going to take ages.
How much do you want to see, though?
30. Just keep going, mate. I'll tell you when to stop.
So he just said he wants to hear it. So what does that mean,
Up the whole way
ladies and gentlemen?
Up to the top. Bound to set off the alarms.
Well, if you have a look at everything, it sort of looks like we're going to start it.
Looks pretty complete.
So what we need is some...
Because we are.
How you feel?
Yeah.
What? My ears are like actually sore.
Yeah.
My
A button for the fire brigade.
No, we've had a lot worse than this. That's enough.
Just down there on the ground. Like it's less smoky than Mad Bull. It's alive. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Fuck, it's raspy, eh? It's got that same tackle as Bad Bull. At least the exhaust is out the back, not behind your door, behind your seat.
You kidding me? It's alive with a real motor, not this friggin' thing. But yeah, a lot of late nights, the boys, long days, and it's been really cool to have Linc involved. He's literally done an entire apprenticeship in many different trades. He's working with Ryan and wiring, and Brennan and Lee doing all the fabrication side of it. Engine with Alec, and then he's going to get the sticker cosmetic side of it with myself, and paint. Yeah, actually did the paint. So like in the 2 months, Linc's just finished school this year, and he's came straight into the shop, and yeah, like I say, he's learnt a lot of different trades in the 2 months he's been here. Fired up first time, of course you got little teething things of just swapping things over. It's very similar to Bad Bull, so I actually can't wait to just drive this and feel the difference. Obviously this is like the holy grail of Bad Bull. So Bad Bull 20B, Bridgeport, Garrett, G45, so all that is the same. Haltech, Nexus R5, so very similar, but this is as crazy as it gets when it comes to MadLab 20Bs. Billet Pro side plates, a lot of different stuff with Lyon rotors, the port timing and everything. So, but yeah, we're not far away from where tomorrow is a bit of a safety day to just check over everything. We've got like one tiny little oil leak, which is like, you know, really good. If everything runs well on the dyno, then we'll try to get Linc on track. And then that's Linc. We're thinking, wow, he's got like a week. Well, obviously we've still got to do all the stickers and finish all the cosmetics, but pressure on for Linc as usual. But it's, I think if any kid is used to pressure, it's Linc. Nearly there, a week out from Summerbash, like exactly a week out. Tomorrow's qualifying day in a week's time. I mean, look at the freaking steering lock on this thing. It's like nothing's connected, but it is.
So what's your plan for tomorrow?
Work.
Yeah, I bet.
The sickest thing ever, eh?
Oh, bro. How did everything go?
Tested it around the block.
Oh, did you guys go around and around the block last night?
Oh yeah.
Late, was it?
As soon as you left, mate, then we like pulled it out.
Fucking got straight out. Just all night. Fuel tank, fill it up. That's what it needed.
Oh, that is freaking.
What do you reckon? Feel
Well, you wanted to load it on the trailer. I wanted to keep doing laps around the block.
Outrageous, man.
So we're here at JT Performance. We're here to see James today. Yeah, boys been pushing hard to get this was one of the 2 deadlines we had set. We should be testing Monday on the track, so then that'll be the day where we can just change setups and all that sort of stuff. We're going to be running dyno this morning. We're going to have Mitch. He's going to tune in from Australia, so he's going to connect. He was actually connected up yesterday, just helping us, you know, get everything running smoothly, fix a couple of things with the tune, and then yeah, obviously we're going to be doing it properly today.
So, dyno day, brother.
Yeah, always excited. This is probably like, I know when you're driving the car and you're always on the limiter, you're never really thinking about it, but when you're literally standing next to a car on the limiter,
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect, and never actually been to a dyno test before. Yeah, I'm definitely pretty excited, especially the fact that the first one I ever get to is to be with my car. Yeah, definitely excited, don't know what to expect, but I mean, no, I guess we're about to find out pretty shortly.
Yeah. You know when Mike's got earmuffs ready, it's it's gonna be loud.
doing this shot, we don't have to run mufflers.
Yeah, true.
And I was explaining to Linc,
we haven't done this car yet.
Yeah, well, it's got more of an exhaust than the McLaren.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
I was explaining to Linc with his being his first dyno, it's just the different dynos. Obviously, with Gareth runs like a rolling road dyno, so you've got friction, you've got wheel spin, all that sort of stuff. And then he's got a muffler that goes right out the side of the shop, which literally when Madball was on that dyno, had flames outside of the shop. It's like out the roof, it's got flames coming out. Sweet. So, James in the driver's seat. We're tuned into Mitch over in Australia, and yeah, we're about to freaking run this thing. We've literally for running, to give you guys an idea of like, when you're building motors, you know, they always say don't take it over 4,000 RPM for 1,000 kilometers and all this stuff with rotaries. Like we literally build these things. It has done 2 laps last night around our shop. Put it on the dyno, we're going to put 1 more heat cycle through it and then just send it to the moon.
That's the pressure going into the filter. That is going through the oil cooler.
Then back to the motor.
Then back to the motor.
So we don't. So that oil pressure sensor isn't that pressure.
No, it's not that pressure.
It's at the engine at the back.
Yeah. So that if there's a restriction somewhere, that line could have been 140.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Easiest thing to do is actually just scoop it all up.
Yeah.
And put it back in the motor.
And then just tuck it back in there. I've probably got a dash 12 line here made up that you can use.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so line, you think you've got a line here?
We'll check that now.
Oil, NZ, KW.
KW, yeah.
Well, that's going to save us driving all the way back to
Well, then you
Hampton.
drive me around to there and we'll grab the oil, mate. So we make
Yeah,
sure they've got it in stock.
I'll give you a card.
No, we've got the account.
Yeah, I've got the. Oh, I've also got the workshop card.
Yeah, that's
We've got
right.
an account there.
That's why he's got the sickest car in the fleet, because he has the workshop card.
But
No,
also
because I run here.
Hey, Link, gonna pick up something from 3 hours away? Sure.
Do I have a choice?
Oh, okay.
No.
Yep.
It's so funny. It's like
If it's long enough.
they'll drop oil on the ground or something, and it's like, oh yeah, we have Link. We filled up the engine oil yesterday. Brendan's holding the engine oil containers. He's like, oh fuck. It's a
Link, do you want to drive me around there?
Do you want me to jack the car?
Oh, you find one?
Oh, this will be a temporary one to get us through. Hopefully,
So just
so
oil.
I'll make another line, and while these boys clean up the mess, and the boys are just going to get some oil. .450 series hose, it just comes apart from the fitting.
Yeah.
So now we're going to change it to a Teflon style,
Yeah.
which can handle more PSI pressure. So, because obviously 20 B's putting it under pressure, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Brendan, just going off what we were talking about with the oil filter and having it in a space where it's not in the engine bay,
Serviceability.
you just kind of saved yourself a little bit
It
of.
didn't actually take long to clean it, because it literally just was like here,
Yeah.
and it was a light mist over everything else.
Yeah. But if it was
Buried in there, yeah, bro.
good luck with that
You have the
one.
risk of fire too.
Yeah.
If it's up there where everything's hot.
Yeah.
plain and simple, we've got fuel pressure problems. The fuel pressure isn't tracking the target that it should be, so the ECU's got an expected fuel pressure that it wants to see, and it's not there. We've pulled the fuel pumps out, they're fine, we know what they are, they're a good pump. We believe the fuel rig's good. Brendan pulled the fuel filter out, physically looked clean, didn't see any debris or anything in there. However, when he went to go put it back in, he went to go blow through it, and it was quite hard to blow through. So I've put another sensor pre-filter, which will give us a differential across the filter. And even just priming the pumps, there was about 7 or 8 pound of differential. So we were going to do a pull just to see what it does, but we might as well just pull the filter out and see if it fixes it. We won't know until we do a pull. Over, but not as bad.
Yeah, you can see it's still rolling over.
What if we just try the old school way and just crack the rig?
So I have seen that before, where if you've got a fuel rig that is too small, your base pressure is effectively fake, and then as the engine starts consuming the fuel, the base pressure starts really showing what it actually is. So you could try.
So what we're doing here is just got fuel pressure, so going back to old school carbureted way, just letting more fuel come from the regulator.
Same thing, and it was actually worse.
Oh wow.
For worse, I was kind of expecting that because the pumps are now working against more fuel pressure, and as fuel pressure rises, the flow drops.
Yeah.
So it's a
I'll go
flowing
the other way.
thing.
Fucking lean in it.
Yeah, turn it down.
Close it off.
So is that pointing to in the rig?
The only thing left in the mix is the rig, which is the only, that's the job is for it to regulate.
Yeah.
And this rig, we run these radium ones in Mad Mac, my RX-8 as well, which is the same 20V turbo, G45. I don't know, it could just be a slight fault. We have no idea, but we don't have time to remedy, get another one, go out to the shop, grab another radium one that we have on the shelf. So yeah, we're going to use Turbo Smart. It's another brand we use. We've got Turbo Smart fuel pressure rigs on a bunch of our other stuff. So and it's pretty simple. We'll be able to swap the fittings over. It's a -10 one. Put that in, and then hopefully that solves our fuel pressure.
Round 3. Fight.
Regulator. Wow.
Well, this is a brand new item.
Yeah, and,
that's what I mean.
The best regulator on the bloody
Exactly.
market.
Yeah.
But nothing, you can always have one fault in a batch. It doesn't matter what you're buying.
But that's so small.
Yeah.
We found it's not a fault. It's just a literal look at the size of. Back to that.
So if you want to simplify, you imagine just blowing through a straw and then you just squeeze down the straw, how much restriction that's going to cause.
Yeah. So that's going back. That's
Going back to the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radium FPR. That's fucking. So how does that work on frickin' Mad Mac? That
Well, it's perfect.
in the
on all
RX-8,
that,
I know.
Because we're using all the fuel in Mad Mac, we don't have to send any back to the tank.
True.
Yeah, but we haven't hardly even started using the fuel on this thing yet.
Yeah.
We're still on primaries. That's a question for fuel for
Radium.
Radium.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so that's Saturday. Thanks to James coming in on the weekend. We're a week out now. We're in a really good position with Linc's car. Good power, freaking reliable. Run in tune with like 20 pound, but well, it's also the turbo's fallen over. It needs a bigger turbo if you want more, but it's super responsive. So it's the smaller of the Garrett G45s than what I've got on Mad Mac and also Bad Bull. But it's going to give Linc way more response, and yeah, 884 horsepower. Everything's ready to go. Cosmetics, which is my side of it, is comes out to me this last week. After like last night's drive, how good it was, and then when the first run, you know, its first run was 600 horse, and we're 884 now with 1,000 Newton meters. So she's a weapon. Yeah. Load her up, get her back to the Mad Lab, and continue on. Sweet, so we're done with the dyno on the weekend, which was super successful. Now we've got to start looking at all the cosmetics. So I'm starting to print and design all our logos, our stickers. So yeah, I'll take you through the process. Looks really clean. So we've got the metallic silver base, and then we've printed the fade. You can see the fade kind of going from what's very close to our vinyl color. I don't want it to be exact as our vinyl color, because I want to have the contrast between the wrap, and which is our paint, to the vinyl that goes over the top. So these flames will be essentially laid over this colour. And just this is not the actual size of the flame, but this will give me an idea of what the contrast is going to look like. So this blue is slightly variant to this, our main base colour. And so once I'm happy with the flame, obviously these will all be cut out, these are all negative, so I'll compound that. And then what you've just seen me hand cutting on here, I'll actually be able to create the cut file, which is really simple on the computer. So once it goes through, it gets printed onto the silver, we put it in the laminator, we laminate it, then we put it through the cutter, and that'll actually contour cut everything. We weed it out, we'll put some matte paper on it, and then apply it to the vehicle. Okay, so whilst I'm on the stickers, it's also time to load this car up to hit the boys. They're now dropping it down off the hoist. We're about to take it to alignment, go see Ian at PS Brothers, and then testing this afternoon.
So yeah, Saturday, good result. Finished dyno. Made some good talk, made some good numbers. Yep. Linc's going to have a weapon behind him. Yep. And then obviously on Sunday came in and cut out to relieve for clearance for the wheels that actually have travel. And obviously, as you can see now, Mike's got the guard on the other side so we can see the ride height. So yeah, it's all coming together.
So it's ballparking like ride height now, well, getting the ride height, so we get the alignment right.
And just reverse entry, boom.
Are you going to take that?
It literally happened to him as well. So.
And the other thing is Linc actually hasn't heard the idle on this yet, because we did the idle last.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, well, let's start it up. See, we're testing in 5 minutes, ready to go.
Yeah.
Car's all ready to reveal. Yeah, it's pretty hard to take in and actually, like, you know, realize that we're testing. Like, we were literally saying when the dummy block was still in it, Brendan was saying to me, he's like, we're gonna push, but I can't guarantee you a car for Summerbash. And I mean, look at us now. Honestly, it's incredible how much the boys have achieved in the last like month. It's ridiculous. Literally, we have like 4 more days until Summerbash, and we're testing the car for the first time. So yeah. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock most people finish work. I think that's standard hours, so we've got till 5 o'clock to get Linc out on track. We'll get this thing just for a couple of laps. Tomorrow's track is open, but our freaking playing with the weather. It's blue skies, so we're gonna...
How far away is 5 o'clock?
Well, it's like 4:30, so we've got like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, mate?
Yep. Car that looks like it's ready to go.
You get your suit on, Linc. So as you can see, it's pretty manic behind me. So we just got the word that we have only half an hour to go to get on track if we want to do it today. The start finish in 30 minutes. So Brendan's been told he can do it tomorrow, but as you can see, I don't think that's an option. So.
But he's running. He hasn't run since 1986. He's welding without a welder. It's actually quite fun being on this side of the fence, eh?
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah. It's quite freaking stressful though. Shit.
I mean, the car feels pretty good for out the box.
And with the flat shift, you'll be able to just pull it through.
Oh, it's flat shift hooked up?
Yeah, it's already going. Yeah, you got to try that. If you're doing that and it's on the limit, just pull it with your foot on it. It'll just keep going. It'll be so different for you to try that. You don't have to lift, you don't have to clutch, you don't have anything, just pull it.
Bro, we can see all your inputs.
Yeah.
You've got no door, so you can see your legs moving, your arms moving. He's literally on the same setup as what he's used to, so he's been running the Toyota R1R 265 35 18. We've got the same tyre pressures, 14 psi. That's what he was running in the RB, so it's actually shocks set up exactly the same. So other than the power and the front end's obviously a lot different, weight displacement's a lot different, but here he comes for his third lap. It's got like a stiff spot.
Yeah, like sometimes on the sweeper, well, on that last one on the sweeper, it felt like real stiff all of a sudden, and then it wanted to straight line, well, because I couldn't turn it more. Steering. And then also on like the bumps mid corner, it's like you know, usually on the bumps you can sort of just hold it, but then it's like actually like.
Well, what you should do now is actually just do the run up, because that's the gearing that we want to set this car up for.
Yeah.
Let's change it. I'm going to put some decent tyres on, and then you can try the entry.
How much different does it feel with no doors?
It's kind of scary, to be honest.
Yeah, because
you're drifting into the corner and there's just like road right there.
He's going on to, this is what I won on last year, it's 255, so it's actually a smaller tyre than what he was just running, and a 17-inch diameter, but it's the recipe for last year, so I'm going to send him out on these, see what he feels like, and actually do the section. So these Linc, you'll have to treat it like a proper run. Go do a little scrub over there.
Yeah.
For like 20 seconds. Just your normal scrub. And set up the mini course.
So coming off the start, like when I'm shifting up gears, I don't know, it feels really awkward to shift. Yeah, I downshifted just then, and then it was in neutral. When I went to go upshift it was like when I...
Yeah, so that's half selected the gear. Yeah. If it's then doesn't want to go back up, you got two gears wrapping around with a dog in between.
I got a good feel of the section anyways, I know what speed and stuff, so...
And then we can put some doors so you actually feel a little bit safer.
No, it feels cool. Doors don't get as hot.
Oh, okay.
Some information, now we can go back and we can assess, because obviously you said tomorrow we can get back on track again.
Yeah, we've got a track.
So. So we'll get it back up there, we'll go check it over, and then...
I reckon it's that clutch isn't 100% engaging.
Yeah.
Because even the flat shift engaged when the clutch was all the way in before.
Yeah.
Even when I'm downshifting. For a shakedown, I think that was pretty good for, I mean, considering everything's pretty much straight out the box from the dyno. This actually feels like it's got a lot of torque as well. Driving a rotary, but then it's got that much torque. Yeah. I mean, Brennan's in it right now. He's having a look at the clutch because it just felt like it got progressively harder to get into the next gear, especially when we're testing the Summerbash section, just trying to get off the line. No real setup changes or anything like that. Everything feels pretty mint, so that's always a good start. Once everything's cooled down, it's inside. Yeah, maybe testing tomorrow. 4 days till Summerbash. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
There you go.
It's been a minute though, bro.
A little bit. I did see it on Sunday, so I kind of cheated. I went out to the airport on Sunday. It was pouring with rain. It's definitely a few months late, but it's here. We've still got 2 days before Summerbash, so we'll be alright. Quick spanner check, mate.
Oh, we'll be on.
A few stickers.
Yeah.
Good to go. Crazy thing is, none of the Kiwis have seen this in person. But yeah, I don't know what's the hero car this weekend. It's Probably the craziest when it comes to Summerbash. From obviously we've got Linc's reveal, which I'm most excited about, the S14, the 20B. We've got Mad Mac, we've got Firsty. First time anyone's going to see me back reunited with Firsty in 21 years. And then we've got something else on the hoist, which is what I'm probably most excited about, which is 20 years of my drifting career. So
Yeah, we've definitely got a lot to show off this weekend.
there's a lot to show off. Yeah, it certainly is.
I do my standard 2 cheeseburgers right near the airport and ice cream.
Did you wear that on the plane?
I took photos, I documented it on its way here.
Sick. There you go. This is what you're playing for, ladies and gentlemen. Top 16 Superclass. Jared managed to find Made in America. Literally, I was like, what would be sick? And Jared managed to find the company that actually make the belts for WWF and WWE.
From the top rope, brother, we're coming in. Mad Mike Summerbash 2025, bringing the heat. Who's gonna get the belt? Who's gonna be champion? Going down, Hampton down. Oh yeah.
Oh, that is freaking cool. Look at the buttons and the leather on it. And we've got all the previous champions from all the years. Very freaking cool. Oh, and of course, car parts.
Spark plugs.
Rotary guys.
Spark plugs.
Thank you.
I mean, we're about to go out, test S14. As much as I was stoked with how it felt yesterday, Al actually was on the phone to Mitch last night after yesterday's session and asked why it wasn't pulling any boost. And then Mitch said they hooked up 3 different boost settings to the anti-lag button. It wasn't set on any of them, so it was just running on wastegate spring pressure, which was still 600 horsepower. It's just shy of 900, so another 300 horsepower to play with. So, but yeah, let's head down to the track and see how it goes. Can you come back in now? It's my
Yeah.
going to say anything about it?
I just said it's fucking insane.
Over the noise.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Bro, so much. Let's put him on some fresh tyres.
Damn, that feels sick.
Yeah?
I think you blazed those tyres just on the one up on the back sweeper.
Yeah, bro. It's honestly, this is the best drift car I have driven. Well, I wouldn't say the best, but it's the easiest. So the steering though, it's like, it is so responsive.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, yeah, even not drifting, just the smallest input, it's like...
That rack feels so much better.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and picked up a new rack this morning, so it's the same E46 M3 rack, but there's like the green one and the purple one. The one that's in now is the purple one, so it's slightly more rotation of the steering wheel. But yeah, I don't really notice that much anyways because the wheel's spinning so fast, but yeah, feels really good. It's nice and responsive, and yeah, I don't know, it definitely felt a lot different with a bit more power. Yeah, so we're going to run the R1Rs now, which is tyre that I'm used to in this car, and then we've got the 275 R888Rs that we'll use last, but yeah, let's go.
Like it's got a bent input shaft again after me doing 2 laps, but when you're driving it, it feels fine. But when you engage gear, the clutch fully on the pedal, it's like it's binding up the input shaft on the spigot bearing. Firstly, we thought yesterday the spigot bearing might have just blown out, it's just friction on it, but no, it's a bent input shaft.
Boom, just like that. You can see the twist in it, guys. Right there. That was causing us to stay engaged and drive even though we had our foot on the clutch. And there we go there. Box is split. So that's what we're doing that. We're changing the steering rack. Link's in Hamilton, getting another steering rack. Obviously got the old one out. Unfortunately, it was all bound up. Inside being a second-hand one, it was probably more than likely been an accident damage. So got another one coming, and we will be back on track soon. Get our testing done.
ACT dropped one off this morning. We put that in. Like I said, I did 2 laps. Now it's back to doing the same thing. So yeah, needs a stronger input shaft. But what's called us quits is, one, we only had 30 minutes to get on track, so the boys were hustling on the hoist, and we're 17 minutes into overtime. Nice work, mate.
Thanks. Yeah, those tyres are definitely a bit grippier, eh?
Yeah. That's the championship winning tyre, that. They're pretty old because they're from 2018, but so now that shakedown is done, we're going to take it up there. We've got all the cosmetics. I'm going to bolt on because I need to start putting stickers on this thing.